Salams and welcome. Some latest development from NASA. They've sent a probe to enter to come very close to the sun to try and understand our magnificent sun. That's our star. Our sun is like any other star that we see in the night sky. And when you look at the night sky, you see all the stars in the heavens, in the universe. But we can only see about 1,000 or 2,000 stars with our naked eye. But the Milky Way galaxy doesn't have 1,000 or 2,000 stars. It got 500 billion or even a trillion stars, and that's only in the Milky Way galaxy. And in addition, in the universe, there are trillions of galaxies, each containing trillions of stars. Each of those stars are like our sun, and many of them are thousands of times bigger than our sun, and some millions of times bigger than our own sun. Absolutely amazing. Now, scientists and astronomers want to now try and have a better understanding of our sun and its life-giving properties. But what a very strange thing about the sun is that the surface of the sun, the temperature there is about 6,000 degrees centigrade, 6,000 degrees. But the aurora, the atmosphere of the sun has got an atmosphere. The sun is also spinning like the earth. It's round, it's spinning like the earth, but it's made totally out of fire. Hydrogen and helium, as the fuel. But the atmosphere of the sun, which is known as the aurora, the corona, that atmosphere, the temperature there is millions of degrees. Millions, not 6,000 degrees, but millions of degrees. And this is what is baffling the astronomers and astrophysicists. That how is it possible that the surface of the sun is 6,000 degrees, but the atmosphere is millions of degrees? Imagine how hot the atmosphere of the sun is. So they sent a probe known as the NASA Parker Solar Probe. They sent the probe as close as possible to the sun, but even though this is close, I think it's still about 6 million kilometers away from the sun. But even at that great distance, the temperature that this probe is facing is more than 1,400 degrees. Any spaceship can burn under that heat. But what they've done, there's no human beings in that spaceship. It's just a robot they've sent there, and it's covered with 12 centimeter thick carbon fiber, which is to protect the onboard equipment and to make sure that the system does not fry. But the astronomers are a bit nervous because they've brought it so close to the sun. Even it's about 6 million kilometers away from the sun, this whole entire spaceship can just burn up, because they don't say this is a test flight, right? So some amazing statistics. The speed of this NASA spaceship is going at 430,000 miles per hour. In kilometers is nearly about 1,000,000 kilometers per hour. Now look at the amazing advances that human beings have done. Subhanallah. And the Quran says, I think it's in Surah Rahman, where it says, if you can try and go beyond the planet Earth, go to the heavens, go as far as you can. But you'll only go as far as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to go. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is encouraging us, go visit your sun. If you can get to the sun, go visit the moon, go visit the planet Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. And once you visit all the planets, if you can manage it, go to the Andromeda galaxy. If you can manage it, go further. But for human beings to go beyond the Milky Way galaxy, because the distances are so vast, I think it's possibly impossible. But to get our understanding, 430,000 of, say, 1,000,000 kilometers per hour. Imagine your car is going at 80 kilometers per hour. You're driving fast, you're going 120 kilometers per hour or 200 kilometers per hour. Yeah, it's going at 1,000,000 kilometers per hour, very high speed, but it's still very slow compared to the speed of light. The speed of light is 300,000 kilometers per second. So the speed of light, it takes 3 seconds to go to 1,000,000 kilometers, the speed of light, right? But yet, even at the speed of light, the light from the sun, it takes 8 minutes at the speed of light to reach the planet Earth, because the planet Earth is 150 million kilometers away from our sun. So the distance between Earth and the sun is 150 million kilometers. That means if you have a light switch on the sun, say you press a light switch. Now in the house, when you press a switch, the light comes immediately on because the distance is short. You switch on the light. Now imagine the sun. If you switch on a light, you got to wait 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You got to wait 8 minutes before the light comes on, because the distance is so vast. So it takes 8 minutes for the light to come from the sun to come to the Earth. So let's look at why the scientists are very excited about this, because NASA is attempting to make history. So this is the first time that they will make the closest ever approach to the sun There is another spacecraft. I think India has also sent another spacecraft, also going to investigate the sun as well. So the Parker Solar Probe is plunging into our star's outer atmosphere, enduring brutal temperatures and extreme radiation. So the scientists are now waiting to see will this space probe, will it survive the extreme temperatures? And scientists are saying we can't really understand the sun unless we're going to fly through it and really understand what is going on. So the Parker Solar Probe was launched in the year 2018. It has already gone past the sun about 21 times. At its closer approach, it is about 6 million kilometers from our sun surface. At that distance, 6 million kilometers, already it's 1,400 degrees heat that it is facing. Absolutely amazing what human beings have achieved. SubhanAllah. This is only by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given human beings a magnificent brain. The Creator Supreme has given human beings the brains, the ability to do all of this as well. So it is protected by 12 centimeters thick carbon composite shield. It's traveling at a speed of 430,000 miles per hour, which is about 1 million kilometers per hour, which is equivalent that if you're traveling from London to New York, you'll do it in about 20 seconds. So London to New York, at that speed, you'll do it in less than 20 seconds, right? So that is the speed at which this thing is traveling. So scientists hope that the spacecraft passing through the star's outer atmosphere, which is millions of temperatures, millions of degrees centigrade in Celsius, the heat, it'll solve a long-standing mystery of the sun. And this mystery is this. The corona is really, really hot, but we don't know why. The surface of the sun is 6,000 degrees, but the corona is millions of degrees. And we see the corona during a solar eclipse. So the mission would also help scientists understand the solar wind. And you get the solar wind, which is particles interact with the Earth's magnetic field, and the skies light up with this dazzling aurora borealis. And we see these magnificent lights, pink, blue, green, and thus you see it in the northern hemisphere. You see it in Sweden, Norway, Switzerland, in Siberia, all the northern atmosphere regions of the world. We in southern Africa, we don't see the aurora borealis, but the people who see it as magnificent, magnificent colors in the sky, the night sky, you see it in the northern hemisphere. And this is because the sun is shooting out these particles, and it shoots out these huge coronas, explosions on the surface of the sun. So let's hope that our astronomers and our amazing scientists, the advances that we've got insofar as human beings are concerned. We've got the internet technology. We are shooting off probes to go investigate the sun. We've got Elon Musk with his Tesla technology, and SpaceX shooting off so many spaceships and so many satellites into the sky. I think there's more than 5,000 satellites into the sky. He's doing an amazing work. He wants to have the entire Earth covered with internet technology. Like, say, for example, in the outbacks of Australia, where reception is poor, he wants his satellite to cover there. In various parts of Africa, he wants satellite coverage there. So it's an amazing effort that he's doing as an individual. Imagine, governments can't do what Elon Musk is doing. And he's doing all of this. Why? Because when you have internet technology all over the world because of satellites, then you can have education and knowledge. So basically, he's contributing to education and knowledge throughout the world. That means there must not be any limitation to education and knowledge. So imagine what one individual like Elon Musk is doing, but we have NASA as a government organization is also doing this. And what I find absolutely amazing, that imagine how amazing this human brain is. And neuroplasticity tells us that there's no limits to what the brain can achieve. And we as a human species have got such tremendous potential. And what we are seeing today, even though there's so much advances in technology, we haven't even touched the surface. In another 50 years, the world will be totally different. There'll be we already got robots in various armies of the world, in China and various other places. Robots are taking over the world. We've got flying taxis. We're having flying vehicles. So I can't imagine what the next 50 years will be. Absolutely amazing. So these are exciting times, and we as Muslims will be part. We must be at the forefront of all of it. We need to be leaders of society. We can't just sit back and then wonder what we're going to do or what's happening in the world. So we need to embrace technology. We need to embrace knowledge and education, because knowledge and education is our trust, is our amanat. We need to embrace that knowledge. We need to understand science and technology, and to see how we can use it for the benefit of humanity and not for the harm of humanity. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ameen Rabbil Alameen.